The one thing that's most likely to have the greatest impact on our lives since the internet has arrived. It's not social media, robotics, or even artificial intelligence. It's the emergence of the underlying currency technologies like Bitcoin, and it's called blockchain. What is blockchain? For answers, I visited the IoT and Blockchain Expo in London.
The first question you have to ask, what is Bitcoin? The origin of blockchain came through the Bitcoin. Not less than financial crisis of 2008, a white paper was published by a group of person or a single person, we don't know, called Satoshi Nakamoto, explaining a free currency which is completely peer-to-peer. And that white paper says Bitcoin is that currency. Then it took a year to develop that technology based on that white paper, and that technology was called blockchain. A coincidence that this happened during the financial crisis? Because that's the time when people were losing their faith in the big financial institutions when Lehman Brothers just crashed. So people just lost their hope in the centralized agencies like government, central banks, big banks, because they saw them failing. Who claimed to be very centralized, regulated, taking responsibility, custodian, but they failed badly. And that led to rethink the banks, the government, regulators. So what they were looking for, to have a technology which is first immutable, can't be changed once done, must be transparent, fully auditable, and must be scaled globally. And that is the definition of Bitcoin. You don't need those intermediaries, because what is the reason to have central authorities? To prove that trust. So if I'm doing a business, the bank takes the guarantee for my buyer or my supplier, and now the technology have this power, or say the blockchain have a power, to remove that trust from the central authority and give it between the peers of the network. Just imagine everywhere where you can use trust, and where right now is trust being used to verify things can be replaced. Identity is related directly with the trust. How I trust you, who you are. You can make a fake passport. Now you are in Britain, you are in US, you are anywhere, and nobody knows from where you came. You have a serious problem here. And we are getting other serious problem due to this identity problem. So imagine you have a global identity which can be trusted, which is immutable. So you, as soon as a child birth, you take his fingerprint, his retina, scan it, put it into the immutable ledger, which is now not possible to edit. No matter you are a president of the United States or Russia or a queen, it's not possible to edit that. And then once we have this trust network, we can integrate all the IoT devices, artificial intelligence into the trust and do a next generation. Trust means you don't need intermediaries. Uber and Airbnb are intermediary directly or indirectly. They are not actually the real sharing economy. They are aggregator economy. You took all the houses which are available, you took all the customers, you aggregate them and give the service. It's not peer-to-peer economy, or it's not a sharing economy. Sharing economy is like, I don't have to pay you to host my house, because then you become a broker. So how it's shared? Who shared it?
What we do is provide cryptography in a very convenient way, so we can secure objects, people, and services. We protect digital legacy, provenance, and uniqueness. Well, we build our own hardware, and this hardware, it's a crypto chip, which has a private key and a public key. We keep private key private, and the public key is stored in the blockchain. So you can make sure first that there is an object, a Gucci bag by Gucci, and you can make sure that this Gucci bag is indeed the one which is referring to the blockchain. To introduce a digital record into the blockchain, this is something a commodity that anyone can do. What we do is we provide also a physical certificate. It's like an ID also, which identifies you, and then you can, with that, you can prove that you have a university certificate. You are the only one who can really manage your data on the blockchain. It's yours. So it's totally private. I mean, the blockchain is something very disruptive, so it's something that it will be done step by step. 2 or 3 years. Yes.
Blockchain is really just a technology that can eliminate the middleman and remove a lot of friction in business processes to make them a lot more efficient. And after about a year in that space playing around with different things, we realized that same technology and use cases could be replicated over into asset management. So what we're doing now is creating a decentralized platform to manage ownership. We say it's adding an ownership layer to the internet. So if you think about it, there's really 3 core components in transactional business, and it's communication, financials, and the flow of assets. And the internet enabled communication to be instant with email and instant messaging like Slack. And as electronic transfers progressed with banks, and now with Bitcoin and blockchain, you can move money extremely quickly, you can communicate quickly, but actually transferring ownership titles is a slow and really cumbersome process. So we're taking the best of the blockchain world and adding it into managing assets and ownership titles.
What is the job of Kasha? So Kasha is a blockchain Bitcoin company, okay, behind the scene, but for user, it's a very simple app to transfer your money free. So you have a pounds in your pocket, you want to send to your granny some Indian currency in India, you just do that without any fee. Exchange rates, you get better than banks, you get better than Western Union, and on top of that you don't pay any fee. And that's the power of a technology. Like now you use WhatsApp, but you don't pay for the calls. Imagine it's something like this. So Kasha is like your WhatsApp, so you can still make calls, you can still do the messages, but you don't have to pay for that because underlying technology blockchain is enabling that for you. Right now, what is the problem is that we are standing at the edge of a very, very, I'd say, disruptive technology, but we have a feet on a very old technology right now. So it's not possible to have a jump immediately. It will happen soon, but what we need until it does not happening, we need to create bridges here. So until we don't bring that into our regular life, we have to have bridges so that people can benefit with this, not completely, but at least somehow. One thing which is very important to develop a technology is the investment. And investment still need to come through all those centralized entity which can be disrupted through the blockchain. As a Britain, we can have our own currency, so we stop the expense of printing fiat cash. London Transport have already made it cashless almost. But still the problem is to have maintain the old serial numbers and then have the problem, but still you have a lot of cash in circulation. And it's not the cost is to have the circulation, you have a higher cost of maintaining that cost of circulation. You have to make ATMs, you have to print always new note, you have to take out the old note, then you have a fake note problem, you need to have a machines which identify those notes. So much expense. These all expense can build to make another business to give the people the jobs which they don't have. Because when you cut a cost, it's not like you are firing people, but you can use those resources to build something. And that's how I see we will cut down slowly costs. We will aggregate this cost to make the infrastructure for the new technology, like blockchain. Right now they are experimenting. You have the very good example is the Bank of England, which just finished a project of a huge multi-million-dollar project on a blockchain to understand how the blockchain can change the currency, and they announced that they are looking to, instead of having a fiat currency, have a cryptocurrency called Bitcoin, and you don't have the currency and the notes anymore. Of course it will happen. It's just a matter of time when it happens and how it happens, what is the rate of the happening, but it will happen. To make a solution which can touch normal average human's life. Because if we really want to see the disruption using the technology, it's not going to happen on these big walls. It needs to be happen on the street with every consumer. So when a consumer start using it, that time we'll see the real disruption of a blockchain or a Bitcoin kind of technologies. And our mission is to just bring that day as soon as possible.